The final chapter isn't just about monsters or battles, it's about choice, memory, and what it truly means to survive. As the story unfolds, the lines between reality, illusion, and personal belief blur, leaving us questioning who is really in control. One of the biggest questions lingering over the finale is simple yet haunting. Is 11 dead or alive?
This is just a theory, right?
How do we know it's true?
Every scene, every pause, and every subtle clue seems designed to make us reflect on that uncertainty. Her fate isn't handed to us. It's left to interpretation, a test of how much we trust the story, the characters, and ourselves. This breakdown dives into the hidden meanings behind the finale, exploring the illusions, symbolism, and choices that shape not just the ending, but the entire narrative. From the abyss to the final moments in Hawkins, every decision the characters make ripples outward, challenging the way we understand survival, heroism, and connection. Here we go beyond what happened to ask, why does Eleven's fate matter so deeply? And what does her story teach us about belief, sacrifice, and the stories we carry forward long after the credits roll? So, after 9 years, 5 seasons, and one very long ride through Hawkins, Stranger Things is finally over. But here's the thing. The finale doesn't just end the story. It challenges you. It asks you to decide what you believe, what you accept, and whether stories are meant to give us answers or comfort. Because by the end of Stranger Things, one question matters more than all the others. Did 11 really die? Or did the show just tell us the most important lie of all? Let's break down everything: the final battle, Vecna's true nature, the Mind Flayer's origin, Joyce's final act, and the hidden meaning behind that last Dungeons & Dragons game. The final battle, why this fight feels different. Episode 8, The Right Side Up, wastes absolutely no time. There are no speeches, no regrouping, no last-minute planning. And that's intentional. The Duffer Brothers have said this finale is designed like the end of a Dungeons & Dragons campaign, where every character uses the skill they've been quietly building since Season 1. 11, Kali, and Max attack Vecna inside his mind. Hopper and Murray prepare to destroy the Upside Down itself. The rest of the group enters the abyss to rescue the kidnapped kids. This isn't about one hero saving the day anymore. This is about collective survival. And that's the first big theme of the finale. You don't beat monsters alone. The Pain Tree reveal, the Mind Flayer was always the core. One of the most important reveals happens quietly, but it changes everything. The Pain Tree isn't just a prison. It's the Mind Flayer itself. When the branches unfold into spider-like legs, the show confirms something fans have debated for years. The Mind Flayer isn't just Vecna's weapon. It's the true god of the Upside Down. Vecna isn't the mastermind. He's the chosen host. And the way the group defeats it matters. Every attack mirrors who they become. Nancy is the distraction because she always runs toward danger. Jonathan and Robin attacking from above strategy and chaos. Lucas and Mike using improvised weapons growth from kids to fighters. Dustin and Steve attacking underneath loyalty and trust. This isn't flashy for no reason. It's the show proving that every relationship mattered. Henry's memory. The moment that rewrites the show. Now let's talk about the cave. Because this is where Stranger Things quietly reveals its darkest truth. Henry's afraid of that cave not because it's dangerous, but because it forces him to remember who he was before the Mind Flayer. Inside the memory, we finally learn Henry didn't create evil. He encountered it. That glowing rock in the scientist's briefcase? That's the Mind Flayer's purest form and alien consciousness that infects, not invents. And the warning, it will consume you, is the most honest line in the
And I need Ed.
The Mind Flayer didn't just take Henry's powers. It took his childhood, is the most honest line in the entire series. Here's the hidden detail most people miss. The Mind Flayer didn't just take Henry's powers. It took his childhood. That's why Will recognizes him. That's why Will reaches out. They were both vessels. The difference? Will fought back. Henry chose not to. Was Vecna controlled, or did he choose evil? This is the most morally important question in the finale. Will believes Henry was manipulated. Henry insists he wasn't. And the Duffer Brothers intentionally refuse to answer this definitively. Why? Because it doesn't matter. What matters is the final choice. Even after remembering the truth, even after seeing what was taken from him, Henry still chooses the Mind Flayer. That's why there's no redemption arc. Billy died saving someone. Henry dies defending the idea that the world deserves to burn. And that's why Joyce kills him. Why Joyce had to be the one. Joyce decapitating Vecna isn't just satisfying. It's poetic. She was the first person in Season 1 who believed something was wrong. The first who refused to accept reality at face value. The first who fought a monster with nothing but love and desperation. Her line, "You fucked with the wrong family," isn't just anger. It's the thesis statement of Stranger Things. Family chosen or blood is the only force stronger than monsters. Eleven's sacrifice. The most important moment in the show. Eleven staying behind isn't a plot twist. It's a conclusion. She realizes the truth that no one else wants to say out loud. As long as she exists, people will try to use her. As long as she lives, the door can reopen. Her goodbye to Mike isn't about death. It's about choice. She's no longer a weapon. She's no longer a project. She's not Sarah. She's not property. She chooses. And the use of Purple Rain here isn't random. Prince's music has followed the Upside Down all season. And here it becomes a funeral song for a world, not just a person. The D&D epilogue. Why this scene matters more than you think. The show ends exactly where it began. The Wheeler's basement. A Dungeons & Dragons game. Friends telling stories. But this time the game isn't about escape. It's about belief. Mike's theory that Kaylee cast one final illusion and 11 survived is never confirmed.
Purple light begins to shine through the mist, growing brighter and brighter.
And that's the point. This isn't about facts. It's about narrative. Mike becomes a writer because stories are how he survives grief. 11 living in Iceland isn't proof. It's hope. And Stranger Things ends by asking you, do you need the truth? Or do you need the story that lets you move forward? Final thoughts, what Stranger Things was always about. Stranger Things was never really about monsters. It was about trauma, childhood ending, and the stories we tell ourselves to survive loss. Whether 11 is alive or dead doesn't change what she gave them. She taught them friendship. She taught them love. She taught them how to fight and how to choose. And maybe that's why the show doesn't answer the question. Because growing up means learning to live without certainty. And believing anyway. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and tell me, do you believe 11 survived? Or is this Mike's final act of love? I'll see you in the comments.